Hi, and welcome to the WhiteBox, your weekly dose of video games news. I'm Dante, and I will be your host today. Like every Tuesday, we have a certain amount of topics that we need to cover up. First, we will talk about the recommendation of the week, and then we jump into the news. So, let's start. First, the recommendation of the week. It's a game called Balatro. This is a video game about cards. So if you like playing cards, like in poker or solitaire, this will be the game for you. Balatro is a roguelike type game. This means that in order to advance to the new levels, you need to keep rushing and keep doing runs until you unlock some objects that make your runs faster and easier. Honestly, it's a really good game. For a fact, it was called the Game of the Year of 2024. It was made by only one person. It was developed by one person, and it's a really good game, really. You need to try it. If I had to describe it with few words, it would be like if solitaire and poker had a son, because that's what it's all about. This game uses the rules of poker, but it applies it to solitary games, like in just one person. First, at the start of the match, you have your deck, and you need to, and your goal is to achieve a certain amount of chips. By achieving these chips, you will pass to the next level, and so. What makes it so funny? It's that all the sounds and all the things that are integrated in the game are just perfect. Every sound, every detail, it's made just to relax and maintain you in a zone where you will keep playing and playing and playing. Something bad that I catch about this game is that you depend too much on luck. You depend too much in what things do you get along the run and the things you have unlocked. So I think that's a bad point of the game. If you don't have some things unlocked, it may be difficult to start with. But it's a really good game. So if you like solitaire and do you play poker, this game will fit you. And that's the recommendation of this week. Next, we will pass to the news section. First of all, we have some pretty juicy news about PlayStation. So it's official, the PlayStation account on X and the Xbox account on X have published that the new Gears of War remastered is going to be on PlayStation 2. As it launches on Xbox, the same time it will be on PlayStation. This is a really hard thing for Xbox fans because the Gears of War saga will not longer be exclusive for Xbox. But this is not the only saga that it's going to be on PlayStation. Also, the Forza Motorsports games will be available on PlayStation by the next year. This is confirmed by both accounts, Xbox and PlayStation, and so the new games of both sagas will drop in both consoles, as well as in PC. And this week we have pretty little news about PlayStation, and the next news is about the Last of Us series that it's now playing on HBO, now called Max. The second season of this series is coming to its end. Apparently, the series will end at the main part of the story of the Last of Us 2 game. To avoid the spoilers, it's the part when all things come together. But if you have not watched it yet, come and watch it. It's a really good series. The first season is really good, and the second one it's about meat, but it's good. Now we will talk about Xbox news, and let's start with this. So as well as we know, like we have talked about this team in previous podcasts, The purchase of Activision made by Microsoft has been officially set. Now it's official, all the things that Activision have are part of Xbox and part of Microsoft, of course. With this, Microsoft sum up to many video game studios to its lines, and lots of new IPs like Call of Duty and the well-known game Candy Crush. Let's see how things will work in the future by this purchase. Only time will say if this was the correct move from Microsoft. And talking about Xbox, the last week we had the opportunity to play the new Doom game. Doom The Dark Ages is the new game of the Doom saga. Since this new trilogy of the Doom saga, that starts with Doom from 2016, the games of this saga have made a lot of changes between his mechanics, movement, or even physics, making the first game of this trilogy a new reinvent of the saga, and then with the second one reinventing all the mechanics and the combat system, making it more faster for the players to develop their skills. And now, with this third game of the saga, the developers of the game have told us that with this new game, they tried to come all over with things that they used in the past games and make it like more original and nostalgic for those who played the original games back in the 90s. And yes, we here in the WhiteBox have already tried this new game, and honestly, I think this is one of the best games of the year. It includes new mechanics like the mechanic of the shield, when you can parry or block some attacks, and you can even ride a dragon or a mecha. So give it a try. And as every game, it will be on Xbox Game Pass at first day at launch. And finally, let's talk about the news at Nintendo. With Nintendo, we're having a bit of problems. We know that the community is divided into groups. This is because of the new console that will be launched the next month, the Nintendo Switch 2. And honestly, it's a really good console. It has really good updates from his predecessor, and with the new processor that the new console will have, it will run all the games that his predecessor can't. But what's the problem? The price. When the first console of this series came, back then in 2018, I think, the price of the console was about $450. And now with all the changes that have been happening on the economy of all the countries, not only in Japan or United States, the new price of the console is up to $5,000. And this not only affects the console, it also affects the games that the console will have. The first example of this is the new Mario Kart game, where back in 2018, the Mario Kart game that came with the old console, was about $60. Now, this new Mario Kart, the Mario Kart World, at launch and in digital will cost $80. It has a huge increase on the price, $20 the difference. This hike on the prices have divided the community, where some people say that they won't buy the console, and other people have already bought it. And surely this hike on the prices will mark an after and before to the industry. But if they keep increasing the prices of the thing, maybe we would stop doing this podcast. So please don't raise the prices. And that would be all for this week. Those are the greatest news of the week. Hope you like it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box or in my social media. I will be answering and talking about the Steams with you. And that would be all. Hope to see you in the next week. See you later.